What's up, Who That Nation? I found an interesting new article about the new Saints, Kevin Moore. And it's kind of interesting, so let's take a look at it and see what she got to say. All right, let's do this.
That's the guy the Saints decided to roll with. If you think Moore is the answer to the Saints' issues, I'm going to tell you why I believe this was a disaster of a hire. Let's start with this. Nobody was
Did she just say this is gonna be a disaster? Oh Lord, let's see what she about to say. How she say this is gonna be a disaster? Oh my.
jumping to hire Kellen Moore as a head coach. If the hiring process had started after the Super Bowl, maybe his stock would have risen a little bit. The AP Assistant Coach of the Year voting, not a single vote for Kellen Moore. Not one. Even Alex Pelt, who got fired, managed to scrape together a fifth place vote. Moore was not a hot name after week 18, and that's because his last two stops, Los Angeles and Dallas, weren't a great showcase of his abilities, and yet the Saints made him their top guy. Why? Why was he their top choice? Because he had a great Super Bowl game plan, because Saquon Barkley had a wild season.
Oh, maybe because a lot of people had withdrawn being the candidate for the Saints job. Maybe that's it. She didn't say that though. You know, a lot of people who went to the interviews kind of declined to be interested in being the Saints head coach. I don't know why she didn't say that, but let's read on some more.
That's not enough to convince me he is ready to take over a struggling franchise. Let's talk about Moore's history, though.
Well, did she just say struggling franchise? Oh my goodness.
We know he went 4 seasons in Dallas as the OC, where, yes, the Cowboys had one of the top offenses in the league. But let's be real, how much of that was Moore and how much of that was an elite offensive line?
Now, I did remember Dallas was doing good when Kellen Moore was with Dallas. They was doing good, and he went to the playoffs. Hate to say it, they did lost the first round, but they did had a good season that year. And they had a good record. I remember that. And they did good, made it to the playoffs and lost the first round. So he did kind of good with Dallas. He did kind of good. So I say that's like a B plus A.
Ezekiel Elliott in his prime, a top receiving core, and then he goes to the Chargers in 2023. And what happens? That offense completely fell apart. Justin Herbert looked lost out there. Probably one of the worst seasons he looked in his career. The offensive line was a mess. The play calling was not very creative. 1 year in LA and he was gone. That's not exactly the mark of a head coaching prospect.
Wow, he only been there for 1 year. They should have gave him a couple more years to try to see what he could do to try to get the offense a little better. I think that's kind of messed up. You're just gonna let him go for 1 year. I think that's a little hush right there. That's like hiring a new head coach, and he need a couple of years to get the team together. But you tell him he got 1 year to get the team together. Then if he can't, he get fired. I think that's a little harsh right there.
And then he lands in Philly. Sure, they won the Super Bowl, but are we really going to pretend that Moore is the reason for that? Let's be real here.
Hold on. Come on. This man did some awesome praise. I know y'all saw the Super Bowl. I know she saw it. I saw it. He did some good play calling. It was aggressive too. It was aggressive. He did some good play calling. So I said that was a good 8. That was a good 8 plus right there. He did some good play calling. You know, they couldn't get the run game together, but he ended up making the passing was working, and then Hurst was scrambling out the pocket too. So I think he did good with the Eagles. You know, this is wild here.
He inherited an offense with Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and one of the best O-lines in football. I'm sorry, but I'm not giving Moore all that credit for Barkley running for over 2,000 yards. This is the biggest issue I have with the hire.
Wow, that's cool right there. At least get the man some type of credit, a little credit. The man put the offense team together, you know? Like, how you couldn't get that man credit how Baltimore was doing, having a good year this season? Oh, that's cool.
The Saints are not one or two pieces from being in the competition. This is a franchise that is stuck. An aging, expensive roster, a quarterback situation that's a mess, a front office that's desperately trying to hold on to the past instead of embracing a new rebuild.
Now you know what? I hate to say it, she got a lot of stuff right about the Saints. I hate to say it. We do got a lot of old prayers. We is trying to figure out what the fake on quote gonna be. And making new is making his own little calls of how he want to bring prayers to the team. So she got a pun on that. Good. She got a pun on that. She got a pun.
Mikey Loomis had a chance to reset. He could have gone with a proven leader, someone who had head coaching experience, someone who at least had a good resume, someone who had experience rebuilding a franchise, and instead he hired a 36-year-old coach, which...
Hold on. I think the Saints couldn't get the right coach because it wasn't no good candidates before they hired Allen with Sean Payton left. I like, come on now, come on. That's a little hush right there. And this man young. Give this man some years. I'm like, give this man like a train 3 to 5 years and he can get the Saints right. He young. And then while Mickey New don't want to rebuild, maybe Kellen Moore could be the one to tell Nickel we need to rebuild. I'm just saying, he might be the one to change Mickey New and say, Nickel, it's time to rebuild. I don't think the Saints going to rebuild this year because he need to see how things going to be with the prayers and everything. But I'm 100% sure he might make that call and say, Nickel, we need to rebuild. I see what we saw this season. So let's get ready to rebuild for the new season. That's what I think. I don't know, but it's Kellen Moore. He gonna have to start making some calls though.
That's okay. A lot of people are going with the young-minded guys, but with a questionable track record, who now has to lead a team who doesn't have an identity. And let's not forget, Kellen Moore has zero experience managing an entire team. Calling plays, sure, yeah, he's done it. Running a locker room, building a staff, making tough personnel decisions, that's a whole different ball game. And
now, it had a couple of prayers that was in the same situation Kellen Moore. Sean Payton was the offensive coordinator. He came here to learn. He learned by the other coach, I forgot his name, who he mentored to. But look, this guy, I know this guy saw some other stuff while he was with other teams, the Eagles. I know he gonna get this team together. Like, come on now, give the guy a chance here. Like, good Lord, give him a chance. He gonna get all this down pat with the coaching staff, how to get the team together, talk to the team, huddle man. He gonna get this together. I think that's a little too harsh right there, saying this man is not ready to do it. Like, look, this might be a blessing for us. This might be a blessing for us getting Kellen Moore. That's how I look at it. This dude might pull us around in 2 or 3 years. You'll never know.
In a place like New Orleans, where fans are done with the mediocrity, he's walking into a pressure cooker. And this is a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. We're going to look at a couple seasons, and we're going to be on to the next coaching hire before we know it. I'm Alexa Belcastro for A to Z's.
I don't know. I don't think the Saints gonna try to do that again. They kind of mess up letting Dennis Allen go, and they saw how difficult it was getting a new coach to come to the Saints. So I think this, look, the Saints was loyal to Dennis Allen for how many years? 2 years or 3 years he played with the Saints. They gave him a chance, so I'm 100% sure they're gonna give this man at least 3 or 4 years, or maybe 5 years to get the Saints together, because he's young. He got some good ideas or praise and how he could get the offense. He know the weakness. He going to find who the weakness is and the strength of the prayer and put it together in the prayer call. So I think a lot of people being a little too harsh on Kellen Moore. You got to give the man a try. Give the man a chance to get this team together. And I guarantee you, when you get this team together, all these people that was talking negative about him, they're going to be eating their words. I feel like a little spark coming from this here. I think Kellen Moore gonna put this team together. I got faith in him. I think he gonna get this team right. Yes, we gonna lose some key players because some on getting old, so they either gonna be a tie or a let go or go get traded. So I know that's gonna happen. They might have at least 1 more 2 years left in them, but we might rebuild next year. We're gonna see. But hey, y'all saw this little video right here. Y'all go in the comment and tell me what you think about Kellen Moore. You think the Saints need to give him some chance to get this team together for 3 or 4 or 5 years? You know what I mean? Because he's young and he might have some bright ideas how to get this team together. But Nooka, we'll talk about this in the comments. But Nooka, this is Adrian Hart, and I'll see y'all next time. Who that?